Hey guys, Jeremy Lafrentz of Backstage Entertainment, sitting in the Sokol lobby up here, and you guys are playing in Sokol Underground tonight, but I got Gary and Eric from Bowling for Soup. Guys, what's going on?
We're just hanging out, happy to be here.
Yeah, you guys are in lovely Omaha, Nebraska.
Lovely, crappy weather Omaha, Nebraska.
Exactly.
Eric's already been splashed by a car with driving by, hit a puddle of water and nailed him.
Already?
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's only more awesome because right before we were leaving, where we were eating lunch, it was like, oh God, I hope none of us get splashed by a car on the way out. And then the car comes and you see it in slow motion and the water is coming and you try to do the Matrix and dodge, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Trying to do the Matrix looked like this. It wasn't very Matrixy.
They make it look so easy in those movies.
Exactly.
All right, guys. I mean, for the fans out there, why don't you kind of, once again, like we said Eric and Gary, but why don't you tell them what you do in the band?
I'm Gary. I play drums in the band.
And I'm Eric, and I play bass and fall down a lot.
There you go. That's nice, huh? Fall down a lot. How about you guys were formed in '94? How hard was it to make it in the music industry? I mean, just starting in '94. I mean, what was it like?
I mean, did we make it? For us, it's been just kind of this slow, steady progression, and then then the last about 4 or 5 years ago, we just kind of hit this plane, and we've just ridden it along. So I'll say there were difficulties in the fact that we were really poor for a really long time. We used to go out on tour for 6 or 8 weeks, and then on the way back on the last day driving home, Jarrett would sit in the back bench of the van and count out all the money, and then take out everything that we had to take out to pay for the bills, and then what was left is what we had, and he would divide it up into 4 little piles, and everybody got a pile, and you put it in your pocket, and you didn't count it because it is what it is, and that's what you're going to get. And you go home, and you've been out for 8 weeks, and you just made $200. But we made it, and here we are today.
We never really set out to make it. We were always, as long as we were having fun, it'll be fun.
Doing what you love.
Yeah, and we drove around in the van for 9 years before we ever were moved up to a tour bus or anything. And it was a lot of hard work, but it was good times traveling around and being with your buddies. Yeah.
Do you guys ever regret it, even being that poor way back then, or is it just like we got through that time in our lives? And
it was a fun time. It was a blast. Yeah. It was kind of like a us against the world mentality, and we're just gonna work hard and do it. Right.
So. Yeah, you're making it. You're doing what you love now, and you're playing for a lot of people. Even tonight, you're going to be packed house tonight, of course. So, covered songs. I mean, you guys have picked quite a few of them. I mean, you guys have covered some songs and everything. How does that process go? I mean, how do you pick the songs that you guys want to cover and then release to the fans?
Most of the time, most of the time when we do a cover song, it's something that we play in sound check because we hate doing sound check.
Right.
So we'll work up somebody else's song so we have something new and different that isn't the same stuff that we're playing, every night in the show, and that's kind of for us. And then sometimes those cover songs start to take on a life of their own, and then maybe we introduce them into the show every now and again, and then it's like, hey, you know what, we're going in to do, this movie needs a song. Let's cover a Johnny Cash song and do that. But then other times we've been approached by like for the instance we did Britney Spears' "Baby One More Time" for the movie Freaky Friday, and they had temped in a version of that song with the band, a live acoustic version by the band Travis. And they needed a recorded studio version, and they came to us and asked us if we could do it. And so So
we're amazing, so we can do anything.
Yeah, evidently you're the first choice.
They
right?
said, "Can y'all do this?" And we're like, "Can we do that?"
we emailed them the song 15 minutes later. It's like oh, done. Here you go.
Yep.
Exactly.
You guys are just right on top of it. You knew that they were coming to you. It sounds like, huh?
Oh, we're good.
Just leave it at that. We're good. Talk about latest album released last year, Fishing in the Woos, and then also, I mean, you guys have had your debut album. We talked about you guys forming in '94. From the first album to this last album, I guess, what would you say would be the big difference between those two albums?
I would say that we're better.
Better. Let's leave it at that.
We're extremely efficient at the studio process.
Yeah, we're just better all around. We're better playing together. We're better at songwriting, better at recording. It's just, yeah.
Yep. And with 11 studio albums, last year's album was the 11th. If anybody, any fan, were just to come up to you and name a song off of any album, do you guys think you would remember it all? Would you have to go back and look at some lyrics or riffs or anything?
Yeah,
I'd say probably like 7 or 8 out of 10 times we could pull it off fairly well.
Yeah.
But there's a few that it's not.
I mean, you start getting the catalog, and even unreleased songs, when you start drawing from a pool of 150, 175, songs that we've done together that have come to completion, it's like it gets tough. But I'd say probably 70 or 80% of that we could pull out and nail it.
Start going.
It might take. Okay, what key is this in again? Where's that start? Oh yeah, got that.
Yep.
Count it off. Let's go.
Right. And so the beginning may be a little tough, but then you'll pick it up. Huh?
It's like it's funny. Muscle memory is a very weird thing because we'll get that every once in a while and like play a song that we haven't played in 10 years, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, that's where this is, and that's how I played it before, and whatever. It's cool.
You probably don't even have to think. As the song gets going, you just start remembering it.
Autopilot switches on, and you just play it.
Okay. Well, next part of the interview, guys, we're going to do something a little different than we normally do. We've done this before, but we're going to do this now. We're going to bring a couple fans that have actually come with us to the interview to ask a couple questions for you guys.
All right.
So let's bring them in. We have Alex and Matt. All right, come on in, guys.
Hey,
Alex and Matt, what's going on?
All right, is everybody in camera frame there?
Yeah.
We got everybody. So, Alex, you have a question for the guys. So what do you say?
I was going to ask, when you started out, how did you stay on your feet, get through to get popular and through the whole time?
We toured constantly. I mean, we used to go out on the road literally for 8 months at a time, and so it was, we started in the very beginning in our hometown, then we started playing a couple of other towns, and then as the popularity grew there, the circle got bigger, and you start traveling a little bit farther and a little bit farther, and then all of a sudden that circle covered the entire country, and then we're putting 200,000 miles on a van in a year and a half,
But it's a lot of sacrifice. I mean, in that time that he's saying that, it's, we're missing weddings, birthdays, funerals. You just decide, hey, this is what we're going to do. And we were broke, like you said. There's times we're making $200 in a couple of months of touring. But, everyone either didn't have anything, put all their stuff at their parents' house, slept on couches, and, just sacrifice.
Jared and I actually lived in the band van for 2 years, but it was 2 of the best years of my entire life.
A lot of stories from those days.
A lot of stories.
Yeah. All right, now Matt, you had a question too.
Yeah. Did you guys have any bands that you looked up to as a role model or inspiration?
Tons, and still do. When we started, the Descendants have always been a really huge influence on us musically. And Jarrett, our singer, that was the band that got him out of heavy metal into punk rock. And he's because somebody that he was in a class in college with played him the Descendants, and he's like, oh, you can play this heavy music but sing pretty melodies and be happy about it. This is awesome, So I'd say they were a very huge influence, and their touring style definitely influenced the way that we did things.
Gary, you can concur over here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're kind of from a weird place in Texas. We're kind of isolated. There just weren't a ton of bands from where we were. So, you know, we had a bunch of bands that we listened to musically and kind of got inspiration from that. But we didn't really have anybody that was out touring and showing us how to do it. We just kind of figured that out ourselves.
Yeah, there was one a band that rehearsed next door to us, a group of older guys that were in basically kind of a classic rock cover band, but the singer of that band had been doing music forever, and at first, like, he kind of took us under the wing and was like, okay, this is how you get paid after a show. This is what you need to do before you get there, you know. And so his name's Dean Faulkner, and he kind of mentored us for the first couple of years of our existence, but and we're very appreciative for that. I still speak to him to this day. I was just texting with him yesterday.
Nice. Well, it's good to always have somebody that you kind of have that relationship with.
Yeah, weirdly enough, also, he was the attending nurse when I was born.
That means he's seen your penis.
Exactly. And worse than that, he's seen my mom's vagina.
Well, who hasn't?
Right. Oh, right. Ouch. I think that leads us into the next part of the interview. So, Alex and Mac, if you guys want to hang around for this last part, you surely can. We're going to go to our BSE box. Fans have found Backstage Entertainment on Facebook, and you guys have submitted questions into here for the guys to answer. So, if you want to take a look, guys, we're going to just draw. We'll each have you do one real quick. And it does range from crazy to really serious, so let's see what we get.
Okay.
Ooh, this is a good
If
one.
the band was on a deserted island, which member would you eat first and why?
Told you, crazy. It's a thinker.
I don't know. Like, who?
Gary?
I'm sitting here going, please don't say me, please don't say me. I want to survive this island.
It's hard, huh?
I'm not going to eat my friends.
We've had people say I'd eat myself first.
Tell you what, we would probably all starve until the first person died, and whoever the first person that died, then we would eat them.
Yeah,
Good
there
answer.
you go.
Yeah,
There you go. Okay, Gary, here
It's
we
an
go.
extremely diplomatic answer.
Doesn't get you in trouble with the other guys, so. All right.
What's your favorite or least favorite tattoo? If none, do you want any? I've got lots of tattoos. I don't have any that are my least favorite. Probably my favorite is we got a 15-year anniversary band tattoo.
Okay.
That we all kind of got the same thing. We all have the same band tattoo, but then a few years ago we all got like a badge right here. So
Right.
that's probably my favorite one. It has a lot of meaning to it.
Great. Well, then lastly, for the fans, why don't you guys just tell them where they can go to check more about you guys?
You can find us at bowlingforsoup.com. You can also find us at bowlingforsoup.tv. You can follow us on Twitter, ERIK2113, JARET 2113, GWISE 55, and Soup Bowler Chris. Got them all. Nailed 'em.
Got them all. There you go. So just play that part back if you didn't catch it all, because I ain't going to repeat it. Anyway, guys, go check out Bowling for Soup. They're on tour now, and definitely check out their music. Thanks, guys. Hey everyone, make sure to like Backstage Entertainment on Facebook to see our photos, to enter yourself into contests for autographed prizes, and other news. Also, make sure to click the subscribe button on YouTube to check out the rest of our videos. And you can find us on Twitter to get updates about what we're doing. For Backstage Entertainment, this is Jeremy Lafrentz.